Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be looking at some modified collage, which is something that I've really been enjoying doing at the moment. So my inspiration for this page came from the craziness in the background, and this is just a use it up page in my journal. You can see I've sort of spread out some extra paints in the background and I'm just going to continue over the top of it. So I'm just using different tones of pinky colours because I had pink on the page to begin with, and just overlaying it with big brush strokes and just sort of creating this pattern in the background. No rhyme or reason to it, just the fact that I had the background to begin with and I'm adding to it. So I'm just overlaying some blushing, some fuchsia, some orchid I think, and just filling out the background. To add a bit of contrast, I'm going in with some cheddar to fill in some of these gappy bits and pieces. But once I'd created my background and I was happy with it, I decided I wanted to have a focal image on my page. And I've sort of been inspired by some magazine collage at the moment, which is I suppose adding more collage elements to it in unusual ways. Just to add a little bit of contrast to my background, I've gone in with a turquoise over the top, and you can see how just adding that little bit of turquoise has completely changed how that page looks. It just looks a lot more interesting now. You've got that sort of beautiful warm tone in the background and then having that pop of bright color over the top makes a real difference. If you didn't want to use the mark making like I've done there, you could certainly use some stenciling over the top. So the inspiration for this has come, it's a bit creepy really, but from Instagram. I've been following some different people who have been removing the eyes from the images and actually popping flowers and popping different bits and pieces through where the eyes are. Yeah, it's a bit odd, but I just really like it. But there's a little bit of playing around with the image to begin with. So quite often I'll have a bit of an idea of what I'm doing to begin with, but in this case I'm doing a bit of auditioning with my different bits and pieces. So a lot of these are from ideology, so using some of the ideology pre-printed flowers, and I've created this sort of halo to get on my page. And glue that down, make sure I know where it's going. So you can sort of see I'm keeping everything as loose as I can until I'm happy with what I've got, and then I'm going to glue it down. In this case I'm gluing the body down because I know where that's going, but I know I want to add some stuff through and behind the head, so I'm going to make sure that I haven't glued that down as yet. Obviously, you know, being Niamh, I've glued down the body, and then I decided I want to add wings, so I've just lifted up those edges a little bit to glue the wings down. I also decided I wanted to add a little bit of colour to the black and white image, so I'm just using the Distress crayons, pencils, sorry, I keep calling them crayons, and I'll put that down. So now you can sort of see where the eyes are removed. I'm sticking through some flowers just to add something different. I also decided I might want to use a umbrella as some sort of focal point, but I decided to get rid of that. On her necklace I've actually added in a butterfly charm that I found somewhere else. On this page I've got lots of short little interesting flowers which I'm cutting out that I'm going to add on to, and thistles. So that was just from a home decor magazine. I had some pictures of bunches of flowers and wildflowers that were really handy, so just going through and adding those. With this, I suppose the idea is, you know, I don't suppose anyone's seen the weird wonderful trends with eyelashes at the moment, people putting feathers onto them and all sorts. So I sort of went, oh, well, what happens if we had flowers and flower petals and had a real sort of flower child look. making it as ridiculous as I possibly could. But for anyone who follows fashion, we know that they do weird and wonderful things sometimes. So it sort of adds to the craziness of it. Once again, I'd sort of glued everything down and got it where I wanted it to, then I'm going to go back and glue the stuff on the front as well. So there's a little bit of placement. Apologies for my head being in the way and my crazy hair, but you can sort of see where different bits and pieces go. Once I've done that, I'm going to add in some detail with my pen. So not too much, because there's a lot going on already with the background and with the bits I've added in, but just some pen work on her dress, sort of to create, instead of having this sort of black halter dress, we're going to have a lined dress. With the lines, I'm just following the lines of the material or the dress itself and sort of where it goes to get those curves in the right place. They're probably not in the right place, but it kind of follows where they should go, almost. I will never be a fabric artist, because I really struggle with how it all looks and how it all goes together. I've got a friend who's a fantastic pattern maker, and he can just look at piece of material and know this is where this goes, this is where that goes. Sorry, fabric. I get in trouble all the time from her because I say the wrong thing. So I'm continuing to add butterflies on just because I had them, and why not, to create this little weird little thing that's happening on the page. It's really hard to sort of see the effect of it because we've got some shine coming off the light above and the glossy magazine. At the moment I'm looking for a quote to put on the page as well, which I'll put in the bottom left hand corner just to finish off the page. So just using my paint pen and going in, and I found a quote about change. So the reason I chose the quote change is the fact that it's a bit of a change in style, of collage style, from what I've done before. The fact that there's a bit of a change in how this image looked originally, and talking about how it's difficult at the beginning, messy in the beginning, difficult in the middle, and it's gorgeous in the end. And I thought that was a really good metaphor for this entire process, because the beginning was messy, just putting all that paint down. The middle was difficult because it was all that placing and finding where it belonged and where it didn't belong, but at the end it all worked out, and I was really happy with how it looked in the end. So here is a close-up. You can still see her eyes there. I just cut the slits in the eyes. You've got the off-cut of the butterflies and sort of that echoing butterfly effect. It all worked in the end, but it was a process getting it there. But that's what making art is, and having trust in the end process and just keep going. If it's looking messy, if it's difficult, it just means you're not finished yet. So keep going. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye for now.